Hi everybody, welcome to a Facebook Live with Jeannie. I'm Jeannie Nielsen, the card lady, and I'm very excited to be here with you today. Happy Valentine's Day. This is my month of love and my lovely promotion. So this week, we're going to be concentrating on love all month. Last week I did Lovely Blossom Suite with the Lovely Arrangement stamp set. This week, I decided to concentrate on Endless Love. I'll give you a second to join because I told you I was going to be here at 5, but there are two things that always happen when I'm trying to go live at 5. You can set your clock by this. The first thing is the pups have to go out. So I went out and my neighbors were out there, and of course it was a doggy party. That's the first problem. Mickey and Minnie love their other friends. The second thing is, and this you can also set your clock by, actually not set your clock by because I do it all the time, but I lose my glasses. Where did I put them? I have to backtrack. Anyway, I'm excited that you're here. I wanted to start by saying last week we did Lovely Blossoms, and I said if you joined me and it left me a comment, I was going to send you cards in the mail. And I picked 3 names, and I don't have them next to me, but this was one of the cards, Sending Smiles. This was a birthday card. This is all on my love promotion and Hello Friend. And I picked 3 names, and Steph, Ann, and Rose, you will be getting a card in the mail. So thank you for leaving me comments or sharing my video. Do it again this week and I'll send you another card. Anyway, let's get to this. Endless Love, not for Valentine's Day. I'm very excited about this and I hope you are too. I've got 1 card done. I've got 2 cards figured out, I think. We'll see. Anyway, let's flip up to flip down, and we are going to do these cards. Make sure you leave me a comment, give me some love, share my video or my reel, and please stay tuned and tell me how much you love these projects. Okay, we're going up. Sorry, that didn't work out very well. There we go. And now we're going to flip down. And where's my down? Right there. Okay, we're over my craft area. Sorry, I didn't put this in very well. But anyway, okay. So my first card, let me start by showing you my first card. And it was a card that was inspired. Let me see what her name was. I can't remember. I will share that in the comments. But anyway, it was an Endless Love card I saw on Pinterest, and it was pinks and whatever, and it used the new Endless Love suite, you know, the stamp set and the dies, and also the All About Love folder. And I decided to redo it. So we're going to make a wedding card first. Not everything yet. We're running out of time for Valentine's Day, and if you haven't made your Valentine's cards, you probably aren't going to this year, right? So let me share my first and my favorite card with you. This is my first card. Can you see it? Let's go down a little bit closer. There we go. So it's all white and gold, and it was so much fun to recreate. And I'm going to show you today, or tell you, or walk you through how I did it. So first of all, I decided that I wanted to put some ribbon on it. I'm trying to remember what her name was. As soon as I look at my computer, I'll say, oh yeah, that's what it was. I'm sorry. Something Fife, that's all I know. So anyway, she had bubble bath panels that were embossed with the All About Love folder. And then she had a panel here in the center, and I used the exact same measurements. She used the red paper. This is the red paper. You'll see this card in a second, but that's the red paper. I can't remember the name of it. It was on low inventory. It may even be on back order again. But anyway, let's get to this card. I hope you love it. Okay, so I've got my 4 1/4 by 11 inch card. And I've scored it at 5 1/2, so right in the middle. And the first thing I'm going to start by doing is using my mesh ribbon. This is the white and gold, no, gold striped mesh ribbon. This has been on and off of back order since Christmas, so I hope it's back. I don't know if it is. The first thing I'm going to say is we're going to tie this into a bow around here. And for some of you that have trouble with bows because things move and whatever, I have a trick for you. I just recently learned this. I like to do my bows. You know how I do my bows, and nobody can follow how I do my bows, but I'm going to use a glue dot underneath because I know I want it on this right to the left of everything. I'm going to pull off a glue dot and put that underneath so it'll hold in place my ribbon while I'm tying it into a bow. So let's start by doing that. So I want it in the center of the card and all the way to the left. Actually, let's try this one to the right. Let's try this one to the right, just because I don't know which one is better, and then you can make an intelligent decision yourself. I like it flat on the inside, and we're going to do it all the way over. Oh, it wants to grab my glue dot and put it on that card, but I'm not going to let it. Okay, we're going to put that right there, okay? This is supposed to work. Let's see if it does. I'm going to go like this. And now my ribbon isn't sliding anymore, and I'm tying it into a beautiful bow. There we go. See how lovely this ribbon ties? If it comes back, and I really do hope it comes back, buy a couple of rolls. It's great for Christmas. It's great for wedding, engagement, bridal shower, you name it. And I don't think you'd regret it. Okay, that's the first part of the card. Let's set this aside for a second, and we're going to do the next part. Now this piece here, I'm going to measure because I don't remember. I know that this is 1 inch by 4.5. So this is 4 3/4 by 3.5 inches. Okay, and I'm going to tell you what I did. So I started with a piece of basic white, and this was 2 inches by 4.5 inches. And I just stuck it in the embossing folder. Stick it in at the same time because otherwise your pieces are not going to be straight. They're going to move around as soon as you put it in the Stampin' Cut and Emboss to emboss it. So I would recommend you cut it so it's going to be 2 by 4.5 inches, and then just cut it at 3/4 of an inch or 1 1/4 inches to make a total of 2 inches. And we're going to glue that right on there. Simple, simple. Now, I love white on white for weddings. I think it's just perfect. I mean, weddings and marriage is a sacred thing, right? So white makes sense, right? Okay. I'm gluing both of these panels on. So this is 1 1/4 inches. This is 3/4 of an inch by 4.5, both of them. I'm going to do them evenly spaced top, bottom, and left, top, bottom, and right. And then I have my 1 inch by 4.5 inch piece of DSP. This is the lovely and beautiful DSP, and it is currently my favorite. I have to say, I've already bought another 3 packs, and I may not use it that much for class, except I'm using it today for more than one project. So anyway, this is 1 inch. You could, even if you wanted to have it even a little bit more evenly, you could probably do 1 1/8 or 1 1/4. I would say, to be safe, just do 1 inch and leave it at that and be okay with it. Okay, so I'm putting my glue on the back of this. Beautiful white and gold. Just like that, we're going to center that right there. Don't forget to leave me some love, some comments, share my video, whatever. I love that. What I'm going to do next, I decided this one I'm going to try popping up. I think it would look a little bit prettier popped up. So let's try that. It just gives it a little bit more dimension. I've got my dimensionals here, so let's put this in a couple of different corners. We're going to pop this up over the base of the card and over the ribbon. If you want to make sure that your ribbon isn't going to slide, we have that glue dot holding it in place a little bit, but I wouldn't totally trust that. Just put another dimensional over it. And here, we'll take the cover off. It's up to you if you want to take your covers off of, oh my goodness, why did I do that, right? Okay, so there is a direction to the All About Hearts folder, so make sure it's facing in the right direction. And we are going to put this right here. Ta-da! I do like it better popped up, I've decided. I am still going to pop up my sentiment though. So the next thing I'm going to do, and do I have that in here to do that? Yes, I do. I am going to emboss my sentiment. So let's see. I have here a piece of scrap paper. Let me grab it. And we are going to use our embossing buddy. This is part of the embossing kit. And I'm going to just run this over this just so that when I actually dump my gold, this is the Metallics Wows embossing powder. When I dump it on here, it's not going to stick when I try to put it back in the jar. I have one of my Stylish Shapes banners. This is the long, narrow one. The only bigger one is the wide, larger shape. So there are smaller ones, but this is the longest, the smaller of the large, if that makes sense. Yeah, it sounds like I'm talking Greek, doesn't it? Okay, I've got my Versamark ink here. And by the way, I did notice I was looking for a refill and I don't have it. It's on low inventory. It spends a lot of time on either low inventory or out of stock. Don't close it, you need it. So just be prepared for that. I am going to use the Today and Always sentiment. So here's the Today and Always sentiment. This is part of the Endless Love stamp set. So let me show you very quickly. We've got the dies and we've got the stamps. I'm using Today and Always. I'm really concentrating on the dies primarily, but I did use the Today and Always because I think it's perfect for, oh, it could be for engagement, it could be for a shower, it could be for a wedding, whatever, anniversary. But so we're going to stamp that. Let me do that right here. And you know what I forgot to do? I just realized. We'll see how that's going to work for me. I didn't use my embossing buddy on my label. So let's see how that's going to work. If it's not going to work, I do have my tool here. I've got this. This is my brush to brush away any excess. And then I've, of course, got my tweezers that I'm going to use when I emboss. Okay, let's see what we can do. You know what? I'm going to pick it up with the tweezers so I don't leave fingerprints on there. And what I'm going to do, I'm sprinkling that on. Actually, doesn't look bad, does it? Not terrible. It's not perfectly straight, but that's okay. Okay, let me set this aside. Let me put the powder away because as soon as I start using, I have a heat tool. Don't ever use a blow dryer when you're doing the embossing. There's a reason why they have a heat tool. You do your blow dryer. First of all, you could start a fire, and second of all, it just doesn't get hot enough to actually do anything here. So I have a non-Stampin' Up! One that I'm going to use real quick, and I'm going to emboss for you. So pardon the noise for a second, but you have to see the magic in order to appreciate this. So I'm embossing. The reason I use this heat tool is because it actually gets hot faster than my Stampin' Up! One. My Stampin' Up! One just takes too long. And you can already see it starting to come alive. Isn't that just so pretty? And that's all you have to do. You can see if I saw any darker spots, like actually the top of the D could use a tiny bit more. Don't do it too much because you can singe your paper. But anyway, there's my Today and Always. And it's not perfectly stamped, but it's still perfectly perfect because it's homemade, right? Okay, so I've got my sentiment here. And then I have to show you what else I did. I die cut out of gold foil. I have my gold heart here. Now, this is one of the dies that's part of Endless Love. It's actually this one. And I love the size of it, and I love, oh, it looks like I could have actually even have stamped it. And I don't know that the stamp would have matched. Didn't try that. So anyway, I will tell you that I tried to make this easy for everybody, and I die cut this with adhesive sheet on the back. You're going to appreciate this. I just peeled this off. Isn't that fabulous? And what I'm going to do is, I don't know, I'm going to put it right there. I don't know where is the right spot, but I'm going to put it right there. And no, I am going to move it down. I am going to move it down. And with the adhesive sheet, I can actually do that. I'm going to move it down right there because I want to pop up my sentiment right there, my label. So let me pull out my dimensionals again. Just need a couple. And I always say if you want to save time, you don't have to peel off every back. This one happens to be easy, but sometimes the middle ones, I leave them stuck on because it doesn't really make that much of a difference. I'm going to go like that. You know what else would have been pretty? If we had a gold twine, it would have been so pretty to just kind of curl that up under this label. But there is one more thing I'm going to do. I went looking for something that was white or gold. Well, gold or shiny, I should say. I could have used rhinestones, but rhinestones to me look more silver than gold, if that is possible, since they're clear, but they do. What I chose were these loose gold sequins. They're not even on the list as last chance or whatever. So I pulled them out. It's been a while since I've used them. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to sprinkle a couple on here. And the reason I'm sprinkling, boy, it would have been so fun to put that and make a shaker card out of that, wouldn't it? That might be next week's card. We'll have to see. Or later in the week, just an extra. What I'm going to do is just add a couple of dots of glue. I don't know where I'm putting them. Let me put another one up there. Let's just do 3 for now. This one I did 5, and I used all different shapes. And I don't know, do you want the bumpy side up? Do you want it down? Let's switch it up this time, and we'll do it the other way so that you can actually see the sequin, because I don't know which is right. Oh, that one flipped on me, so I'm using my my Take Your Pick tool with the putty. It actually could use, let's pull out some new putty. You can get refills for this. I'm just going to push a little bit. You just have to twist it. You can get a little bit out. There we go. I'm going to put this one right there. And like I said, I'm doing it so that the convex, I don't know which is which, I don't remember, is facing up. The hollowed out part, right? That's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to use that one there. And let's get a medium one. That's my medium one. I want it to sit on the other side. There we go. You could get this all over your hands and try to pick this up with nails, which I don't have. Or you could do it the way I did it. Isn't that so fun? Just gives it a little bit extra sparkle. What I am going to do now is pick up my extra before they go all over the floor. Probably the best way. I just cheated. I just wet my finger and just picked them up. I could have done it with the Take Your Pick tool, but we don't have that kind of time. But anyway, there's my first card. Let me stamp on the inside. I was thinking, let me show you. Today and always, I was thinking this would be a perfect wedding card, right? So for the wedding, I thought I would use Lifetime of Love. That's one of the cards that I could, stamp sets that I could use here, Lifetime of Love. There was actually another one. I don't see that I have it on the table. Where did I put it if I don't? The Forever Floral. It's a new stamp set. I guess I didn't pull it here. But anyway, Lifetime of Love is still current. It's not on a last chance list or anything. So if you need a great wedding stamp, this is one. It's still a red rubber stamp. So I anticipate that it's going to go on the last chance list soon, since we're going to entirely photopolymer. Unless maybe they're going to convert it to photopolymer. I don't know. But anyway, Lifetime of Love, I was going to stamp Let's see, wishing you a lifetime of love and happiness. So let's stamp that real quick. Let me grab a block because I didn't bring that with me because I wasn't anticipating that I was going to stamp inside. Okay, let me grab a D block, my favorite size block. And while I was up, I just noticed here. Here's the stamp set I was looking for. That is probably a more current wedding stamp set that you could use, okay? Forever Florals. So always and forever, well, always and forever might be the part that is great for a wedding, but I do love the scripty, thinking of you, you're on my mind and in my heart. How beautiful. Okay, so let me mount this. I always try to make my script line up with the top. Now, I do have to tell you what is top and bottom. I think this is top, which means I'm going to stamp it like this. But the best way to know is to actually stamp it on a scrap of paper. Don't make the mistake of finishing your card and then stamping upside down. Let's see. Yes. Oh, I love that, don't you? And it kind of, well, it doesn't really match the script of the Today and Always, but it does definitely matches the formality of it, the fun, you know, the fancy. So there we go. Wishing you a lifetime of love and happiness. Now what I could do is stamp a flower in a corner or a heart, but we're not going to do that right now. You could do that on your own. But anyway, card number 1, using the Endless Love dies and stamp set and the lovely and beautiful DSP. Okay. Don't forget to leave me comments. I'll be sending out to some lucky commenter. I'll be sending these cards eventually. Eventually, I have to have my card class first. Okay, so let me show you card number 2. This is card number 2. I'm in a swap group where we concentrate on suites or bundles with each new catalog. And this card came from Heather Brecken. Her bundle was Endless Love. And I love how she did it. But of course, as you notice, it's all Valentine's Day. And like I said, if you haven't made your Valentine's cards, you're not going to make them because they have to be in the mail if you're going to send them, right? Or you can pay attention and I'll tell you the measurements for this and you can make it at home, but we're going to do something different. I love what we're going to do. So I decided instead I was going to make it an anniversary card. So I have all these colors of card bases. And why do you think that is? Because I'm going to use, again, the lovely and beautiful paper. And this is the paper. Isn't that so pretty? I just love this. I don't know. I feel like this is top. I don't know for sure. I was going to ask you guys, okay, so I've got 2 white pieces. One is for the inside, and it's a tiny, well, is it a little bit bigger? I guess they're all the same. It was supposed to be, no. Yes, they're both 4 by 5 1/4, so it doesn't matter. Okay, let me set the inside up apart, and we're going to do this. I was going to give you the choice of which card base, and I think I've pretty much decided it's either going to be this one, my Highland Heather. Really love that. It pulls out the purple, and it's so pretty with the peaches and pinks. I could have done it with green, but to me, green is beautiful. It is beautiful. But you know what? I'm going to save my green for more of my leafy cards rather than my floral. It just doesn't do a whole lot for it. So we're not going to do the old olive. I was looking at, I tried it with petal pink, got lost in the petal pink, believe it or not. This is pretty. It's definitely pretty. Maybe another card. And you know what you could do, actually? You could do what I'm doing. Pick a stamp set that has a whole bunch of sentiments. Do this. This piece of paper, because of the size of my sentiment, happens to be 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. This layer here is 4 by 5 1/4. This is 1 3/4 by 5 1/4 inches. If you were going to do this card that Heather did and shared with me, it's 2 inches. So it's half the size of half the width of my white layer. Problem is, like I said, because of the size of my sentiment, I needed to have a little bit smaller. So I did 1 3/4. Let me set that aside again. We could also do it here on Fresh Freesia. Also beautiful. It depends on, this is going to be an anniversary card. This is pretty. It's very, very pretty. But I do think my favorite is the Highland Heather. If you want to see it, the card made with a different color base, let me know in the comments and we will get to that. I'm going to set this, get rid of all my scraps. We're going to first, like I said, let me pull this card in so you can see what I'm copying, but I am going to switch it up again. Okay, so I'm going to add some adhesive. No, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stamp the sentiment first. And I'm going to stamp the sentiment. I think I decided, I at first did it with Calypso Coral, and I haven't tried it with the Gorgeous Grape, but I think the Gorgeous Grape will be good with the Highland Heather. I'm going to stamp my sentiment. This, I have to tell you, is from, let me pull this stamp set. I had to incorporate other stamp sets. This is from Layers of Beauty. I'm going to use the Happy Anniversary. Keep this Layers of Beauty stamp set in mind because I'm going to use it for my next card too. And yes, I know I said I was going to make 2 cards, but surprise, I came up with a 3rd and I'm very excited about it. Okay, I've used Layers of Beauty before for the hearts, but we're going to use this instead. I'm not supposed to stamp this with Always and Forever. Good thing I caught myself. Where is my... Always and Forever goes in my box with the gold. Let's move that out of the way and pull in this box. Okay, so this is the one that has all my current supplies. I've got a couple of fun things in here. I'm going to stamp it with the Happy Anniversary. This is what I told you I was going to use. Happy Anniversary from Layers of Beauty. So this is going to be part of my Endless Love class because everybody can use an anniversary card for, I don't know, parents, friends, brothers, sisters, husbands, wives, whatever. So there's my Happy Anniversary. And I think I do like it in the purple. That's the Gorgeous Grape. And now that it's stamped, it's relatively straight. I don't know if it could be straighter or not. It's hard to say. It's kind of a fun font, so I think you could consider this straight or you could consider this crooked. Let's consider it for the lack of time or for time's sake. Let's consider it straight. And because everybody likes to think that I am a perfect stamper, just to tell you, I'm not a perfect stamper. You don't have to be perfect to be a demonstrator. You just have to love what you do. And I do, especially when I have time to be creative. Okay, isn't that so pretty? Now, shoot, I thought of something. I was going to change something. Hold that thought. Pulling this back off. That's the beauty of my glue. If you do it wrong, okay, I'm going to put this on the card base just so it doesn't make a mess. And I'm hopefully going to stamp perfectly straight. Okay, so we're going to put it on our 5.5 by 8.5 inch Highland Heather base that I decided on. And then we'll glue this on again. And let's do this. And I'll tell you what I did wrong that I forgot about. I decided, because it's an anniversary, here we go. Because it's an anniversary, you probably wouldn't have 2 3 hearts, you'd have 2 hearts. I did die cut 3 hearts, just saying. I die cut, let's see, I did the purple. I did a petal pink, and I kind of feel like the petal pink gets lost in that. So I decided that's the one I'm going to save, maybe for the inside of the card. But I also have this peach pie one, and let's see if this is going to work. I put adhesive on the back of these. Okay, don't get ahead of yourself, Jeannie. Let's use the Gorgeous Grape and stamp Happy Anniversary. We're going to do it again, but this time I'm going to hopefully stamp it correctly. I'm going to stamp it closer to the bottom because I'll show you what I'm going to do, what I thought about doing with my hearts. So let's do this. We're going to stamp this. Let's stamp it right there. Beautiful. Okay. And now, instead of doing my 3 hearts like I did, like Heather did here, I'm only going to use 2 hearts because in an anniversary, I'm thinking 2 hearts entwined. And let's do it like this, actually. I'm going to do it like that. I put adhesive on the back, so let's see if when I pull off my adhesive sheet, if it actually will even, I don't know if it will or not, but it'll pull out all the little chads so that I don't have to do too much poking. Oh, there is one here. Okay, we've got that here. I'm going to layer that right there. This would be a beautiful wedding card too. It certainly could be. Okay, and let's pull off this one. Yeah, for this pulled out all my extra little pieces. And we're going to put that right there, like that. Love that. Now it's like 2 hearts becoming 1, or 2 hearts that are 1. Happy anniversary. I did decide on a couple of extra little things, and in the card, is it going to work? I don't know if it's going to work. I die cut. This is from the, isn't that pretty? I don't know. I don't know. I die cut this from the Layers of Beauty dies that are part of that bundle. Actually, it's not a bundle anymore. You have to buy it. You can't buy it as a bundle and save the 10%. Do I want to do that? No, I was thinking that it would be cute, but you know what? It should have a flower there if I'm going to do that. And maybe I will do a flower when I give this card to my parents. It's their 62nd anniversary on February 22nd. So I'm very excited about that for them. Let's see. So maybe we'll do flowers or something. But what I do want to do, oh, I know what I wanted to do. We're going to do a couple of different things. I had a little thing. This is also part of Layers of Beauty. There is a little God bless. And where would I put that? I don't know. But I'm going to stamp it with my memento. Yeah, I think I'd better do memento. I'm going to stamp. Did I put that stamp on here? I guess I did not. Let's see. Where is God bless? Okay, it's okay. I can still do it. I'm going to put one of my other stamps here. Okay, we're going to do it like this. The reason I'm doing memento is because this is such a tiny, tiny sentiment. I want to make sure it's nice and crisp. And I'm afraid if I do it with the Gorgeous Grape, it might not be as crisp. So I'm going to stamp. Oh, terrible. Maybe I'm not going to do this. That was definitely, okay. You know what? Maybe it's just going to be like that. Just so I can show you what I had in mind. I wanted to use the white and gold trim here. There's a black and gold and the white and gold. This was part of the Modern Christmas suite at Christmas time, and it's still current. And I thought, oh, you know what I should have done is I should have stood up to stamp, because there's nothing good that happens when I sit down and stamp, I have to tell you. I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to just maybe, let's pop this up with a dimensional. This is just my idea, and it's not a very good one because I didn't stamp it very well. But I just wanted to add this because, of course, for my parents especially, faith is huge. It's the cornerstone of their marriage. So, okay, let me grab my glue dots. I'm going to bring my twine bow to my glue dot rather than my glue dot to my twine bow. There we go. Did I pick it up? No, I think I left it there. Yep. There we go. And I'm just going to add this right there. And I could pull it off if I decide I don't want it, but I kind of like that. Isn't that so pretty? I wanted to use a couple of ideas that Heather used with her card, okay? She did, okay, let me put the God Bless back away before I lose it, until I can find another. There we go. Because I have 2 stamps that I want to stamp on the inside. So, actually, the Always and Forever, who knows what I'm going to put inside, but I am going to put something, I am going to stamp something, and this is from the Layers of Beauty as well. I'm going to stamp a little flower, and I could actually die cut this probably. I think there's a die that'll do this. I'm going to stamp a little leaf and a little flower in the corner just to tie in my front. There's the old olive. Sorry, I'm putting stuff away as I can. Oh, and I could do, like I said, I could use that pink one, the petal pink one, and do that inside here. But we're not going to. I just want to stamp with my fresh freesia. There's a tiny little flower in there, and I thought it would be pretty to stamp 1 or 2 flowers. Maybe I should have used Highland Heather. I don't know. Didn't want to stamp that on top of each other, but there you go. That's fine. Here, let me do one more just to combine the little cluster together. Might as well, since I stamped them on top of each other. I could add little black journal pen dots to the center. I like doing that. Just like that. Anyway, I'm wasting time because there's other things I want to do. That's going to go inside. If you guys don't have the Stampin' Up! Journal pens, put it on your list. It's so fabulous. It's got a really fine point, and it doesn't seem to ever run out of ink, at least so far. I really like them. Great for touching up your sentiments where you might have missed a little bit when you're stamping, especially if you use Memento. Okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm just attaching this on the inside. Love that. Isn't that so pretty? And it was really relatively easy, wasn't it? It was. Trust me. Okay, one more thing. So I said that I was going to do what she did for her card. These are the Loose Valentine assortment. What a fun assortment. It's in reds and pinks and whites, and there's little hearts, and there's also little, I don't know if you can see them, little like addressed envelopes. How cute. That would be so fun to put with something. I'm not sure. I guess in a shaker card it would be fun. This is what we're going to do instead, though. I am going to just add, hopefully, a couple of dots. Oops. I pulled off the, here, let me see if I can. Ooh, now that is a bubble, but still not good. Okay, let me use my putty tool, and I'm going to pull in a couple of white ones. Oh, see, now the white has come out. Remember I told you I squeezed and nothing came out, and now here it is. Okay, we're just going to do a couple of white hearts, just like that. Just just like that. And voila, I've got my Valentine card. If you want to add a little bit more, and I thought about doing this, by the way. Where did I put those gems? I have, I guess I don't have them here. The gems that are peach and crumb cake and white, I thought that would be pretty too. But anyway, there you go. Oh, thank you, Diane. Thanks so much. Isn't that fun? Okay, there we go. So that's card number 2, and this was kind of copying this one, okay? So we got our anniversary card. I'll have to take, when this dries, I'll take a little bit of my adhesive eraser and remove that. Card number 2, okay, card number 3. This one, I had an idea. I wanted to do something with the doilies. So I think I know what I'm doing. I'm not positive I know what I'm doing. That's not surprising. I have a pretty in pink card base. I have 2 pieces of basic white, and one, I got to figure this out. One of them, okay, this is it. I think this is the larger of the 2, and it's just, maybe they are the same. Wasn't supposed to be, but maybe they are. What I wanted to do was, this is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And then I have this one. It was supposed to be just slightly under 4 by 5 1/4. A hair under 4, a hair under 5 1/4, and that would be 3 15/16 by 5 3/16. But it might also be easier just to call it a hair. So, and you could also do 4 by 5 1/4, whatever you want. So the first thing I'm going to do is attach my DSP. This is part of that love paper that I can't remember the name of. Just saying. So this is for Valentine's Day, not for Valentine's Day, okay? So I'll show you what I had in mind. I think I'm going to just attach this to my card base. We'll see if that's what I meant to do. It's going to be too late once I do it. And then I took one, there are the lovely doilies in, I believe they're part of that suite, the Endless Love suite. And they are pink and red, and they come in small and large. And we did this for our craft along a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. We took one of these doilies and we cut it down a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to add some adhesive to the back. What I did was I cut off a piece of the doily. It's right here. And by the way, if you don't want a red and a pink doily, oh, it's right here. There you go. If you don't want a red and a pink doily, it is white on the other side. So you could do this. You could do this for weddings too. But anyway, let me add a little bit of adhesive in some of my open areas, in some key spots. I don't want it to come loose on me. What I'm doing is just adding my glue in some of the open areas. I just want it to not pick up, you know, not get bent when you put it in the envelope or whatever. So I'm just adding a little bit, just dots of glue. Like I said, in some key areas. Right there. Right there. And I cut off just a portion. I didn't really measure it. I just cut off a portion. It did turn out though, actually, let me put that with my white. There we go. I'm going to do that with my, even with my white. Am I? No, I'm going to do it even with the pink. Good thing I got glue on here. I can pull it back. Okay, this is what I decided to do next. I cut a couple of hearts. These are all the hearts from the Endless Love. This one, oh, by the way, I didn't put any adhesive paper on the back of this. Hopefully for card class I will. But this is what I was thinking. We could put this on here. We could put one like here. And we could have just a third heart. Actually, let me do it like this. Let me do it like this. No, I'm going to do it like that. Okay. So I'm going to attach first my swirly heart. And you know, there's no rhyme or reason to how or what I did here for attaching or why I decided to do the swirly heart. I'm going to put it like that. We're going to go like that. So these are 3 different hearts. This one is the same heart as this one, but it had an extra die where I die cut out these hearts. And I don't want that to, here, I'm going to go like that. I'm going to go like that, and I'm going to go like, no, I'm going to go like that. You know what? I'm going to put this down here, not popped up. I'm going to attach this here too, and I'll show you what I have in mind. I'm going to go like that. Hopefully that's where I wanted it. And this one, I'm thinking I will pop up over here. Here, let's just pull that up. Glue. I can move it a little bit. I'm going to use a couple of dimensionals. I'm going to pop this up just like that. Maybe I need a couple of mini dimensionals for in between the edges there. One there. And let's put one there. Just like that. So I like it popped up just like that. I don't know. But I'll show you what I decided that I was going to do for the last part. I took, this was again from Layers of Beauty, You Make My Heart Smile. And I'm going to stamp that on just a 1/2 inch strip of basic white. And I'll tell you where this 1/2 inch strip comes from. When I am cutting down my layers for the inside, 4 by 5 1/4, I am always left with a 1/2 inch strip, 1/2 inch off the 8 1/2 side, 1/2 inch off of the 11 inch side. And I save those strips because they make great sentiment strips. So I save them all the time so I don't have to cut separate 1/2 inch pieces. I've got plenty to go. I am not sure if I want to use Pretty in Pink or Melon Mambo. I think I'm going to do the Melon Mambo just so it sticks out a little bit. I'm going to stamp, I better stand up for this one, the You Make My Heart Smile, okay? Going to stamp that right on my 1/2 inch strip. Let me turn it over and do a better job getting the U. What I should be doing, and what I recommend to most people, is when you're stamping with photopolymer, you do probably want to use a Stampin' Pierce mat. When I use my solid stamps, I like to rub underneath it, but that's really hard with the sentiment to do that. So don't do it with your sentiment, but use your Stampin' Pierce mat for stamping. This is what we're going to do real quick. I'm going to just angle my edges just like that. Hopefully pretty similar angles. And I'm going to pop that up right here on the bottom. And let's again use our dimensionals. I think I can use my full-size dimensionals for here. 1, 2, 3. There's my full-size dimensional. And we're just going to go just right there. Ta-da! Now, the other thing I wanted to do was add a couple of gems to this because it always needs a little bit of bling, right? So I have 2 choices and I have to decide. These are the new pearlized faceted circles and they're really pretty. They're a little bit more peachy than pink, but you could see the pink in there and it's kind of pretty, isn't it? So that's one option. These are the second option, and this is the one I'm leaning towards since it's a little bit more pink. These are the Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink gems. So I'm thinking we're going to use those. So let's use those. Let me pick up a couple. I think I'm going to do the Pretty in Pink primarily rather than the Strawberry Slush. It's not really the right color. Just add a couple of them right over there. Could add one there. I could add another one. Do I have another large one? Yeah, I guess I do. I could add another large one right there. Just like that. Oh, so pretty. Isn't that so pretty? And this could be a birthday card for a sister. Doesn't have to be, or it could be a thinking of you for a best friend. This by no means screams Valentine's Day, I don't think. But if you want to use it for Valentine's Day, that is definitely your choice. Okay, there's one more thing I want to do. Remember we had our cut off piece. And I want to try something, and this is up to you if you want to do this. You can either go like this and add this to the inside, and that's perfectly acceptable. The other thing though, I was thinking, I'm going to turn this over, and I started to do it, and I said, you know, I'm going to see if this is going to work. If it doesn't work, I'll turn it over and I'll glue this, but I'm going to use a blending brush and Pretty in Pink, I think. I don't think I want to do Melon Mambo. Actually, no, I don't want to do Melon Mambo. I can do Melon Mambo for my sentiment inside, but I think Pretty in Pink. We want this to be soft and pretty. Let me get my scrap under here again. And what I'm going to do is hold this in place and start off my paper. Just like that. I'm going to try not to, it's not going to matter too much if I get it around the doily, but I don't want it to really, I really want to primarily pick up these hearts and the spots, so it makes it look like a doily, right? So whatever you want to do, if you go off the edge, it's not going to be a big deal. Hold it in place so it's not going to move too much on you. Yeah, I'm going off, and that's going to be fine. It's going to be pretty, actually, I think. And there we go. Oh, isn't that so pretty? So you could either do that. Actually, you could do both, now that I think about it. You could also, if I did this with bubble bath, but it didn't, you could also attach this on the other side if you wanted to. You know, I might do that. Who knows? I'm going to leave it up to you. I'm going to leave this as is and just attach it this way. But just remember, if you don't like how you sponged with your blending brush, you can always attach this. Either the pink side, which goes really well with the front, or the side that you just sponged, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to attach this to my inside because I really love that. What I did make sure, I can see now, when I was cutting off my hearts, I made sure that there were 5 hearts on the side. That was pretty much, I could have done more, but then I had 5 whole hearts. If I did more, then it might have been just a partial heart here and there, or 6 hearts. It just seemed like 5 hearts was a good amount. So just so you know, I put this so that I could see 5 hearts totally off the end of my paper trimmer. I remember now. Okay, let's attach this to the inside, and we are done with 3 cards. And I don't think I ran out of battery yet on my phone. And my dogs aren't barking, and you name it. Oh, so pretty. So that is our card. Don't you love it? I do. I certainly do. You make my heart smile. So let's show you the 3 cards once more. This is our anniversary card. Using the lovely and beautiful paper, and this uses the Layers of Beauty stamp set, which is still current. And then our last one was this one that I made, and you can decide if you want to put your gold ribbon on the left or the right. I love either of them, I really do. I feel like this evens out a little bit because of the heart on the left. It just kind of makes it evenly weighted, but that's totally up to you. You can decide if you want your sequins up or down, whatever you want. But these are my 3 cards. Using Endless Love and not at all talking Valentine's Day. So whatever you like, I hope you love these cards, and I hope you have a great day. I'm going to flip back up to say, I love you guys. Thank you for joining me. I got dressed up for the occasion with my red turtleneck. Have a wonderful day. Stay warm if you're in the, I don't know, anywhere in the Northeast for sure, but anywhere where it's chilly. Stay warm and have a wonderful stamping day. Bye.